Hey everybody, so tonight is the night of the 2014 WWE Elimination Chamber pay-per-view. It's a good card. The panel was announced. It's going to be The Miz, Rey Mysterio, and Mark Henry. An interesting choice for a panel. Usually there's a legend on there, maybe Flair, Shawn Michaels, or whatever. This month, some current superstars, so that should be interesting. The kickoff match is Cody Rhodes and Goldust, the Brotherhood against Ryback, Curtis Axel, and Ryback. Should be a good match. Ryback's got some little bit of momentum going right now, growing in some popularity. And the Brotherhood is. The team's getting old. I think they're not pushing the Brotherhood as much as they need to. And they keep putting them against the same people, against Axel and Ryback, or against the Shield or the Wyatts. It's time to do something with that. There were talks that Goldust was going to turn on Cody. That would be a great storyline, especially with WrestleMania coming up. I think they need to maybe revisit that idea. Darren Young versus Titus O'Neil. That should be a great match. It's primetime players were not a great tag team. Really didn't do a whole lot. They weren't really used much on televised events. Breaking them up was a good move in my book. And that storyline's it's interesting. I'm predicting Darren Young to pull that one out. Next up, we got the New Age Outlaws and the Usos for the WWE Tag Team title. That should be a good match. I think that bringing the Outlaws back was a good idea at the time. Ratings needed to be increased, and why not? Both Billy and Road Dogg worked for the WWE, and but it's time to switch those titles. It's been fun to watch the Outlaws fighting against Goldust and Cody. So when Goldust is in there against the Outlaws, it's kind of like the Attitude Era all over again, which I know we all would love to see. But the Usos are amazing. They're fun to watch, and they would be a great tag team to have the titles right now. Big E will be defending the Intercontinental Championship against Jack Swagger. Swagger, former heavyweight champion. Last year, he was one of the featured performers. He was doing very well. They kind of dropped him a little bit. The Real Americans is a great idea and a great gimmick, but it's time to give Jack Swagger some momentum again. I don't think he should be the Intercontinental Champion, but I do think it's time to maybe break up the Real Americans and give Jack Swagger another push, just like they're giving Cesaro. I predict Big E to win that match after a great performance. Batista and Alberto Del Rio. It's a pointless feud. There's no reason for this feud to be going on. There's no foundation. There's no real story behind it. Just randomly Del Rio wants to be a dick and pick on Batista for coming back. Who gives a shit? It's a pointless match. There's really no reason to have it. It's just a card filler, it looks like. Batista's going to win that. They're trying to make him look as powerful and strong as possible going into Mania. I get that. Obviously, Batista's going to win that. The match that has everybody talking, the Wyatt family against the Shield. Hopefully the WWE and creative does not drop the ball on this like they have on numerous occasions in the last couple months with storylines. And hopefully they don't push it for too long like they have with storylines like the Daniel Bryan, Randy Orton, or the Big Show Authority one. Those two storylines got old. No one cared. They should not be having matches for 3 or 4 pay-per-views in a row. This is a great idea. Similar to the Wolfpack NWO thing with the WCW back in the 90s. It's going to be it should be an outstanding match. The way they're building up to it is out of this world. It's being done very well. I'm predicting the Shield to win that match. They're just unbeatable. Either that or this will be the match that Roman Reigns turns on the Shield and the Shield breaks up. But finally, the Elimination Chamber match, which is an intriguing intriguing lineup. Randy Orton, John Cena, Sheamus, Daniel Bryan, Cesaro, and Christian. Cesaro, we saw that coming months ago when the Cesaro swing started getting a big response and reaction from the crowd. You knew that he was going to get a big push. I didn't expect it to be this quickly, but it's good to see him in that match. Christian, I don't know why he's in this match. He's great. He's a legend. There's no denying everything he's done, but it's just completely random that he would be thrown in there. They've been talking maybe Daniel Bryan wins the title or maybe Cena wins it. But most likely what's going to happen is Randy Orton's going to retain the title. Something's going to happen. He's going to cheap shot, or he's going to, something's going to happen where he's going to win it in Randy Orton fashion like he has at the last 6 pay-per-views. But I think it's all going to culminate at WrestleMania. I think they will put Daniel Bryan in the title match and make it a 3-way. It's a great idea. Let's give Daniel Bryan the title and just call it good. Everybody wants it. There's no reason for WWE to be pushing it this far, but Orton's going to win the title. There's no question. But it should be a good pay-per-view. Thank God they're not, leaking anything. Royal Rumble, we all knew Batista was going to win the Royal Rumble a week and a half before the Royal Rumble even happened, which is why everyone hated that pay-per-view. It's great that everything is on lockdown. They're not giving anything away with storylines and nothing. You can't even guess it. Orton will win, but that's about all there is to that. The night after Elimination Chamber on Monday, Hulk Hogan, it was announced that Hogan will be making his return to the WWE. Thank God he's not going to be wrestling. There's no reason for that man to wrestle. He's way past his prime. He should probably just retire. Honestly, I don't think many wrestling fans even want to see Hulk Hogan anymore, but it is good, I think, that he's going to be coming back for WrestleMania 30th anniversary of WrestleMania 1 with the Piper match. It's a good time for him to come back and have one last run. He'll be hosting WrestleMania 30, which is similar to what The Rock did when he came back. Hopefully WrestleMania 31 there's no Hogan match like there was with The Rock in his second WrestleMania back. But it's good. It's going to be exciting, and I'm interested to see what they do. There's been talks. It was announced today that they were just debating making Hogan the Raw GM. That would be interesting. Why not? I mean, obviously Brad Maddox is a living hell to even watch. It's just painful. But honestly, what do you guys think of having Eric Bischoff be SmackDown GM and Paul Heyman be Raw GM? Have WCW and ECW running a show on WWE. It would be cool. Or bring Foley back as a commissioner or GM of everything. That would be awesome. He brought in the TLC match that we all love. Also, The Undertaker is supposed to return on the Raw after the Elimination Chamber as well to start his WrestleMania run, which will be his final match at WrestleMania. It should be his retirement match. They're talking Undertaker versus Brock Lesnar. Why the hell would you even do that? Give him Daniel Bryan like he requested, like he wants, and everyone will be happy. That would be a great match. There was also talk. WWE has been trying to sign Sting. Finally, Sting's TNA contract is up, and obviously he's not back with them, and he wants to sign with the WWE, but they're saying that the WWE is kind of dragging their feet on the whole process, and they don't see him as a vital part of WWE TV. That's the biggest cop-out I've ever heard. It's Sting. People want to see Sting. It doesn't matter how old he is. Just like, if you can bring Hogan back, why can't you bring Sting in? There's no reason why Sting wouldn't draw a crowd. He could draw a better crowd than Hogan did. Hogan didn't even do well with TNA. If Hogan couldn't resurrect TNA, what's he going to do for the WWE? At least people watched Sting in TNA, and they kept Sting in TNA for a reason. People want to see him. Bring him back, sign him, stop being a bunch of bitches, and sign Sting. He wants to fight Taker at Mania. Let it happen. Fans want to see it. It's been one of the most requested matches in history, Sting versus The Undertaker. DDP appeared on Shark Tank. I don't even know if that has been televised. I think it has. He failed to reach a deal. He was not given a deal for DDP Yoga, but he did appear. And in all honesty, I don't think he needs a deal from Shark Tank. He's DDP, and people love DDP Yoga. All of the wrestlers are using it. Jake Roberts used it. Scott Hall used it, and he's doing really well. So it didn't make much sense to me to have DDP on Shark Tank trying to get a buyout and a deal. But it's good that he gave it a shot. DDP Yoga is absolutely awesome. People should check it out. That's what I've got for this podcast. Comment, let me know what you thought, and we'll be back after Elimination Chamber and after Raw on Monday.